Kia ora koutou! You are here on the Empire Tech Cave with me, your resident tech and gaming guy Dave, and today I am delighted to be able to bring you my review of Sony's PSVR 2. It's been a hot minute. Now, the last video I did about this was an unboxing, and that was a lot of fun. And I have not really taken it off since then, except, you know, for things like sleep and doing the school run and, you know, all those little things, life admin. But overall, I've been playing a range of different PSVR 2 games on this, and I've got to say that my initial impressions that this was a big step up from what was the original PSVR and were absolutely spot on. They were entirely correct. This VR headset is a dramatic leap forward for the capabilities of console-based VR gaming. Now, that's a big statement, and so I'm going to spend a little bit of time qualifying that, but really I just want to start off by talking about the experience of setting it up on the console itself. So it is a single USB-C cable that you plug straight into the front of your PlayStation 5 console, and with that plugged in, you simply get walked through the initial setup of it. Now, for me, setting up VR systems has been a sort of a PC thing that I've done more regularly. And this was simpler than that. In fact, at one point when you put this headset on, it will show you the room that you are playing in, and it will map out what it thinks is a safe play area for you to be able to jump in and sort of like, you know, move around in so that you can do room scale VR experiences. And I was really impressed. I was like super blown away because it was just like, what? This is cool. It's my room. And whilst, you know, I get to see my room all the time because I have eyes, it was different seeing it in VR and it going, okay, well, you can move around in this area and this looks like a good space, and it maps out where the floor is and the ceiling, and it's smart. This is a smart headset. It's really cool. It has eye tracking, so it calibrates where the lenses are inside the headset, and then you track it to eye movement, and then it will start tracking that inside games that support it. Man, that is cool. There's like some really cool stuff in this headset. Not to mention that it has an incredibly good light filter in terms of the, you know, the eye bit. The screens are also high resolution and clear and crisp, and they look beautiful. The little rubber bits on the side of the headband are for where the headphones go when you're not using them, which is actually really, really smart, and I like that because I was curious and then I sort of stumbled upon it when I was taking off the headset. Man, there are some cool games for the PSVR 2. I have played a plethora, They are really, you know, they cover a range of different experiences, and I'm not going to cover or speak to any specific type of game in this review because it's a review about the headset. But I have found that this setup, this unit, this way of having and consuming virtual reality content and having space to be able to move around freely in and have room scale experiences is really incredibly powerful, and it is such a huge leap forward for what VR can be achieved on a video games console. You know, it is a big deal. You know, I have a PC VR headset, I have the Oculus Rift, which also does room scale experiences. Now, funnily enough, the PSVR 2 has a number of games that have been released by Oculus Studios available to it, meaning that it embraces the same kind of, you know, room scale, large, free movement type VR experiences. And I find that to be fantastic, and I think that this is really set up to have some fantastic storytelling and gaming experiences unlocked into the future.
This is your objective, but not the item itself. I believe an old rival of mine carved a cipher into the piece.
The headset itself is so smooth and it renders seamlessly from the console. It's great to see the power of the PS5 and the VR2 headset coming together to provide a really smooth, easy to consume, and frankly beautiful VR experience. The quality of the screens in the headset itself is incredibly high. You know, they're really, really good. And I enjoyed it a great deal. I am still enjoying it a great deal. In fact, this is the only point today where this console has been off, so I can cut this video before I go back to playing on it. Let's have a quick word about value, because I think that's going to be an important part of the conversation here. As you know, in New Zealand, the PlayStation VR 2 retails for $999, so it's $1,000. This is a $1,000 headset and, you know, an $800 to $900 console depending on which version you buy. Now, that's a lot of money. That's 1,800 bucks. You know, that's the better part of $2,000 to get you into this VR setup. However, I did a little bit of looking, and I think that if I were trying to price up a similar sort of PC VR package, I think you would still be north of $2,000. And by a fair whack to be able to get this kind of quality of setup in terms of both the VR headset and an equivalent gaming PC that could run games at similar quality levels and refresh rates as this is able to. So whilst it is not cheap, you know, about like $1,800 here, that is still better value than trying to build a PC specifically to play VR games. Really, what I've found is that this is every bit as capable as a high-spec gaming PC, and that to me is a great position to be in, because even though it is not cheap, it is still the cheapest way to get VR at this level unlocked and available for the consumer. This is a review unit, as you can probably tell because it's not come out yet, but for me, I was so impressed by what this is doing for consoles and console VR, that I know I will have to send this back to Sony at one point. And that's cool, that's just the way it goes with reviews. But I have pre-ordered this. And I hadn't pre-ordered it before I got to try it because I wasn't sure. I wasn't certain that I was going to be that impressed by it, and I also already have an Oculus Rift and a gaming PC. But what I've really found here is that for me, it's a winning combination. I think it's a really, really good bit of kit and an awesome peripheral for changing how you experience video games and modern media as well. Now, in terms of games and gaming compatibility, there's a good library available on the PS5 at launch. Obviously, there's a lot of crossover between PC VR titles and PlayStation 5 and VR titles. I tried a couple of original PSVR 1 games on there, and they've not really they don't have compatibility or cross-compatibility for those sorted out there. You may find that comes out on some of the titles that are going to maybe be remastered. I'd like to see Blood and Truth on this, if I'm honest. I think that would be a good one. But overall, there is no shortage of high-quality titles available at launch of this console in New Zealand. And I think that it is definitely a winning combination of quality, of experience, and even though, like I said, not cheap, still to me, this is probably one of the better value propositions for serious virtual reality gaming in 2023. 2023 now? Oh God, it is. So I guess I should probably give this a score. Now, this is a big one for me because I want to just say, yeah, oh, it's incredible, it's a 10, bam, it does amazing things. But I recognize that that's not going to be for everyone. It is very good. It's a great peripheral. It's comfortable, it's easy to wear, it's well designed, it has great features, it is innovative, it embraces the best of PC virtual reality gaming and brings it to an entirely new generation of console gamers. It has nothing about it feels like the good enough that the original PSVR was, where it was able to introduce a generation to virtual reality gaming. This is definitely a high quality piece. I do want to give it a 10 out of 10. I think this is a big deal, and I think if you are even remotely interested in virtual reality gaming and you're a PlayStation gamer, then this is absolutely worth checking out. It won't be everyone's cup of tea. I mean, there's no question about it, it won't be. But with the right peripherals to go along with it, and for room scale stuff, these will do pretty much everything that you need them to do. But certainly when I think about the future of Gran Turismo, the future of maybe another Ace Combat game, or anything that's sort of cockpit or fighter plane based or something like that, when I think about those games and how they can be realized in this space, I am excited, and I think that it's going to be very cool indeed.